talk about our mental health. Yeah. How's yours? Mine's terrible. This is what I'm drinking today. For the record, I will just be drinking this one drink because that's how I do things. I have one drink and then I'm done. I've never had a desire to be drunk or to drink too much or anything else. Yeah, my mental health is terrible, but I don't need to add other terrible things into that, make myself ill. I've already been having other... everything's terrible. Actually, everything probably isn't terrible, it just feels terrible. Today is technically Monday, but when this video goes up, it should be Tuesday. I've been trying to do videos ahead of time so that I'm not driving myself crazy the night before trying to make something, but everything's just gone like off the rails recently, and so here I am at 7:47 on Monday evening making my video for Tuesday. Hello. Apparently it was World Mental Health Day recently. I literally had no idea. And today could have been Mental Health Monday. I could have uploaded this video today, but that's not what's happening. I'm making this video today instead. I guess it counts. I don't know why my mental health has been so garbage recently. I have been exhausted and I literally do not know why. I actually went to the doctor today to talk to someone about it because it's been awful. And obviously they asked me a whole bunch of questions about, but you know, asking symptoms of, do you have these symptoms of COVID? Do you have these symptoms of the flu? And all of them were no's, and yeah, I got checked for a UTI, I got sent some paperwork to go do some blood work, and then I was told the possibility of, oh my god, I'm gonna have to Google it now. So in the midst of feeling terrible constantly for the past like week and a half, just out of curiosity, I decided to do a little Googling, you know, good old Dr. Google. I know everyone says don't do that and doctors tell you not to do that. I'm not the kind of person that's gonna go Google all my symptoms and then believe that I'm automatically dying or have, because that's just not helpful. The likelihood of me dying from whatever I have, despite what my mental health is telling me, is probably pretty slim to none. But I did learn that as we grow older, if you are a person who suffers from PMS, it can get worse as you get older. Isn't that a fun little tidbit? Yeah, so the doctor told me that there is the possibility, and I kind of have to take some time and see if this comes back and it happens again, but there's apparently something called premenstrual dysphoric disorder. Basically what that means is that you get PMS from hell every single month. Apparently it affects people with depression at a higher rate, so hey. I don't know that that's what I have. This is the first time I've ever experienced anything quite like this. It's been really awful, and I'm not looking forward to the possibility of it coming back next month. On the plus side though, if it does, then that's probably a pretty strong indication that I have what this fun thing. And the treatment is to get on an SSRI. So me and my wife and my dog, we can all take our medications together. That's right, my dog has to take an SSRI. We will talk about that on a different day. I've felt like garbage. I've been exhausted every single day for a week and a half. Usually I start out in the morning and I feel pretty okay. I do have insomnia just in general, so that doesn't help anything either. And I haven't been sleeping that great, but I'll wake up in the morning and I feel, you know, kind of that normal morning groggy, get up, shower, start my day. And then usually a couple hours in, I just feel like I'm ready to go back to bed. Make sure I'm not gonna be disturbed. Yeah, so anytime I wanna do some dishes or do the laundry, it's really been really hard, and the times that I have done those things, like yesterday I was trying to do some laundry and my brain was literally screaming at me the entire time of like, what are you doing? Just sit down, stop it. So, you know, combination of physical fatigue and mental fatigue and It's kind of one of those things where I don't know that all of the mental health shit that I'm dealing with is because I've been exhausted for, you know, whatever reason, or if they're, you know, just best friends with each other that had to come along to the same party. Oh yeah, and anxiety is there too. So it's just been lots of fun. Yeah, there's just been things that I've needed to take care of, and it's just been impossible to do. I've been needing to send emails into the school that I work for and teach for about my paychecks, because I've been having issues getting those in the mail, and I don't know why, and I don't know why, but I literally, I couldn't. It's just, there was so much anxiety about doing it and having to say like, hey, this thing is happening, please help me. I mean, when the idea of asking for help is difficult, and then also feeling like you're asking for help with something that is somehow your fault, I couldn't do it. Finally, I did get some help with that, so that's getting taken care of mercifully, and also, you know, dealing with mental health stuff, like your brain is totally lying to you, you know, the people that I work with are wonderful, they're kind and helpful, and I've never had any issues with anybody. Everyone's always just been like super wonderful, and I was literally terrified that they were going to be angry with me, or I don't know how they would yell at me. It was all over email. And also with this being basically PMS from hell, I've been in a lot of pain recently. I hate when I'm doing this and I can hear Kylie out there, because I have this weird thing where I don't like being listened to when I'm doing things. Like, I don't like being listened to when I'm practicing like guitar and singing, and I don't like being listened to when I'm making these videos, and the idea that she can hear me stumbling through all of my words and trying to make this happen is just really embarrassing, and I feel silly for that, but at the same time, like, can't help that either. Yay! I was originally diagnosed with depression like 3 or 4 years ago. I've already forgotten. At the time, you know, like, Kylie and I were dealing with some stuff, and I think I was just sad, and I was scared, and there was just a lot of stuff weighing on my mind and a lot of stress, and it really sucked. And I was working. I don't want to say it was like hard to get out of bed, because I had a job to go to, and so I forced myself to do that, but I was not happy. I was just sad and morose like all the time. I didn't feel like myself. And I remember when I started seeing my therapist talking about, you know, times before that of like, was this a new thing? Was this something that I've been dealing with for a long time? And, you know, sort of evaluating like my younger life of being a teenager and being in college and seeing these moments of like depression. But it was hard because it wasn't, I don't know. I think in college, and even up until, you know, not terribly long before that, I think the times when I felt depressed, I would have more referred to it as a depressive episode. I hope I'm making sense here, and it's not just a bunch of rambling and horrible things that I'm going to be mad at myself trying to edit later. Yeah, I would have called them depressive episodes, because it was, you know, a week or two that I felt sad and stressed, and then it mostly seemed like life went back to normal. Just in the bathroom. I'm gonna drink some more. And of course my battery is dying, so I don't have a whole lot of time to work on this. I remember being in college, and a friend of mine that I was very close to at the time was diagnosed with depression. And listening to her talk about her experience and how she felt, I felt like I didn't quite identify with those sorts of things. Like, there was, again, I would have those depressive episodes, but I was like, well, I don't have depression because it's not the way that she experiences depression. And clearly it all has to be the same. Yeah, so for the longest time, I didn't consider myself as someone who had depression, even though, you know, these moments would happen and it would be difficult, and but they would pass, and I don't know. So I don't really know how to think of or refer to the moments in my past where I dealt with that, but certainly as time went on, I could definitely say like, yeah, I had depression, or have depression rather. I don't know that it's a thing that you can really get rid of, just a thing that you work on and work through. Anyway, I had my therapist for a couple of years, and then I think at the beginning of this year, really at the end of last year too, I was feeling like I was in this place that I didn't really need therapy as much. I certainly didn't need it every week, and that's how often I had it scheduled. And I felt like I had to do it that often. I talked to a friend recently and who said that they have therapy once a month. And honestly, that seems like a great way to do it because you have all of this time to like get all of this shit that you want to get out of you and talk to them about. And I think it's probably a good check-in and a way to sort of word vomit on someone so that they can be like, you tried to think every goddamn time. I just feel all over the place right now. Let's look at a list of PMDD symptoms together. I will tell you how I felt. Mood swings, yes. Depression or feelings of hopelessness, yes. Intense anger and conflict with other people, yes. Tension, anxiety, and irritability, yes. No interest in your usual activities. Not no interest, but much reduced interest. Trouble concentrating, absolutely. Fatigue, yes. Appetite changes, I don't think I really had that. Feeling out of control, yep. Sleep problems, yep. Cramps and bloating, yep. Headaches, no. Joint or muscle pain, no. Hot flashes, no. If I was having hot flashes, I would have thought that I was getting like early menopause and I would have been really angry. Not that I'm happy about this, but I guess if I have to choose one, I guess I would choose this. Like, we still want to have, you know, a kid. And like, we definitely want to adopt, but I want to have the DIY version too. What's to say? Mental health is hard. It sucks. Depression sucks. I think if you have any inkling that you might be going through something similar, then you should definitely talk to a doctor about it. You can totally talk to a regular doctor. That's how I started with my mental health journey. Was I made an appointment with my doctor and she gave me the little mental health questionnaire. You know, I was able to say like, yeah, I think you have moderate depression and anxiety. It was a fun time. But yeah, through that I was able to get started on stuff. Your doctor or your therapist or whomever can, you know, prescribe you with antidepressants if that's what you need. They can make a whole bunch of helpful suggestions on, you know, meditating, which I know some people are like, they don't like the idea of that, but I think those people don't really know what meditating in this regard means. Journaling is helpful. Eating well is helpful. Trying to sleep well is helpful. Oh my fucking god. I hate you. I'm real mad at that. I have no idea where I was going with that. I guess just if you're having mental health issues, if you're feeling down or out of control or empty, I think was a feeling that I felt a lot. I felt unable to access my emotions for a long time, like they were in a box over there and I could look at them but I couldn't access them. Talk to a doctor. This is really hard and shitty, and I know that this isn't gonna last forever. As much as I hate this and it feels like it's gonna last forever, don't neglect your mental health. It can take you to a really bad place and we want you here. I guess that's my fun, happy message for today. This one was probably a bit of a downer. But, yeah. I have been talking or trying to talk at my camera for 20 minutes now, and I feel like I've made very little sense. But that's just where we are today. So, I hope you have a swell day, evening, whatever time it is for you. And take care of yourself.